Yeah, g'day. Welcome back to the Rugby League Journeymen season 2025. I cannot believe it. We are back. Oh, round of applause, everybody. We still exist. We still exist, and we have a brand new sponsor. We are now on board with betr. So a big thanks to them for keeping us afloat in 2025. We're going to be here all year. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your nan, do whatever you got to do. Let's introduce the guys very quickly. Sharks enforcer Toby Rudolf. Welcome, Toby.
Thank you for having me. The enforcer's a bit much, but thank you.
No, my pleasure. Two-time premiership, 2 times Origin Series winner, Jimmy Maloney. How are you?
Very good, mate. Excited to be back and excited with our new sponsor.
Mate.
Betr.
I am
good.
Oh, how
Gonna
good.
be rinsing them for some good odds all year.
Finally, a man who, well, he's the most capped bench player of all time, the man that came off the bench the most, but over 200 games, is that right, Latsy?
182.
Close enough.
But I did see something the other week about Mark Nichols will pass me
No.
this year. Yeah, he's like 5 or 10 games behind.
Does that mean that, like...
Filthy. Will you
So
be
I'm in the
dirty?
record books, yeah.
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 You be dirty on that a little bit.
Oh, it depends how you look at it.
How do you look at it?
I'm happy for Mark.
He's
He's off the drink, so
Yeah.
Oh, how do you know that?
He's a handsome dude, Mark Nicholas. I like his look.
Yeah, well,
I like what he does.
Technically, very similar. Are you related? Actually, no,
yes.
your brother's got great hair and he's a good
Did you
source.
try to do the nah?
I tried to
You
do the no,
you
yeah.
failed.
So Jerry has a thing where he says no,
But
but then he shakes yes. Is that right?
Nods,
Yes, you go no. Hey,
Classic.
wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Isn't it great to have him in studio? Thank you to the North Queensland Cowboys for sacking our guy.
Yeah, also thanks to the North Queensland Police. They have provided us with a man in studio. So
on
all
the
year,
bigger
Jim?
and better things, mate, you know. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's go.
Just out for piss.
Don't drive.
I'll hang with Latsy because if he hasn't heard, he's off it.
If he hasn't heard.
Yeah.
Good
You've
England.
told everyone.
Good England.
So what we're saying there is basically Jeremy Latimore for periods in his life doesn't drink alcohol, but he lets you know every 5 to 10 minutes, I'm off the piss, I'm not drinking. As you said, oh, can you come for a coffee, Latsy? Oh, no, sorry, I'm off the piss. So that's where we're getting at with that. He came in very early this morning, sprouting that to all of us. Let me do this. Our socials, at Rugby League Journeymen. You can find us everywhere, Insta, TikTok. That's also where our YouTube is. Get on there, like, subscribe, etc. Leave a review. Tell us what you think. Or don't if it's negative. We are back with a few different segments. I've asked each of you to come up with a segment, your own baby, basically, and we're going to do them today. Very exciting. I won't sell what they are now. Do we want to? We'll hold on to them.
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on to them. All right, they've each got one. It's rugby league related, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, you guys have started a segment called Jimmy versus Jerry. I did want to sell this. So we've already shot 3 of them. It's basically you two, you take on each other in challenges. Are you nominating what the challenge is before you do it?
Yeah, we've done a couple in the bank, obviously, just to get planned ahead. And then we plan on opening it up to basically the viewers as well for some ideas. And basically, you know, Latsy is obviously tells everyone, one, he's off the drink, and now that he's an awesome fighter because he had one fight. So I was sort of getting annoyed with it and thought, mate, I would pretty much beat you at every sport.
What about singing?
Yeah, I'd still beat him at that, actually. I got that Barnesy husk, so...
That's a good way to put it.
Please don't
Yeah.
put Jimmy Barnes in your boat.
but,
man.
yeah, so we've banked 3. Spoiler alert, Latsy's still on 0. So, so pretty much things are going as I thought they would.
Yes. So if you're watching this on YouTube, at the end of this show, that's what we'll throw to. So you get to see these. I think today they competed in tennis. And, yeah, well, I won't tell you what happened, but hang around for that at the end of the show.
I hope he moves around the ring better than he moves around the tennis court. That's what I...
To be fair, you're in the ring with me last Wednesday and you ran like a little coward. So don't, you know how I move around the ring, mate.
Oh, look,
your face.
legend.
Hey.
Legend. He was
Absolutely.
a heavyweight fighting the lightweight.
Yeah,
Absolute legend.
Got the lip of a heavyweight though.
Yeah, he does. Now, one segment we like to do on here, and it's normally towards the end of the show, is the positive place. It's all about bringing positive juju to the world of rugby league. Often these mainstream media joints, they get a bit negative. Not us. We are all about positive juices all over the room. So the subject today, gents, is what went really well for you in the off-season? What was positive in the off-season? I'm looking at you, Jerry. Let's go.
Oh, we're starting straight away.
No, we're going to pause for the next half an hour.
I thought you said we're doing it at the back end.
No, I said we normally do. We're starting with a positive
At his
today on the
best
show.
again, Jeremy.
Mate, look, positive place. Just even though he's a pain in my ass, it's great to have him in studio. No delays. He's actually, because he's unemployed, he's really interested in the podcast. He actually calls me all the time now. He's a pain, actually becoming a bit punishing. I just spent 4 days in a row with him last week. Paid for him in Townsville and Brisbane. Gladstone and Brisbane. But yeah, so getting Jimmy back.
So hang on, that was your positive thing, was that he's a pain in your ass and that you got to pay
Yeah,
for him?
very negative.
No, I know. Isn't that? I'm going to turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah, okay. Jimmy, positive, off-season, what do you got for me?
Mate, mine was
Getting sacked.
Jordan Mailata winning the Super Bowl. I thought that was awesome. And you know why I thought it was awesome? Because I've seen Josh Mansour had him on his podcast once, and he said he used to be a big fan of mine.
Is that true?
And I found that amazing. So now, obviously, he's playing in a Super Bowl. So I sort of repaid the favour and become a big fan of him. And
Jordan, can we get you on our podcast, mate?
come on.
Is that true? He's a big fan of yours?
Yeah.
What did he say? What did he?
I wonder if
What were his words? You
Well, he
remember?
just said
Just loved
he
his
was talking to
voice.
Saucy and he said I always sort of followed Jimmy where he went. I liked him as a player. So
Yeah, wow.
And so obviously,
maybe we can even swap one of my Origin jerseys for one of his.
perfect.
Same initials,
Philadelphia.
JM.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Oh, there
DM
you
him.
go.
Totally
about
different in size.
Yeah.
He
Might be
seems like a great
might be
bloke.
blanket.
Shit bloke.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, I think an Aussie going over winning a Super Bowl is awesome.
Yeah, and thanks for understanding what the positive place is all about.
Yeah.
Positivity.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
very good of you, mate. Toby, positive, give me something. I know you've had surgery, you've lost
that'd
weight,
probably
you've
be it.
gained
Yeah,
weight.
surgery.
What about being
go
able
to
to work
Vegas.
on your rehab and not go to Vegas and
Yep.
get more time?
You know,
and-
that's pre-season, which was the Super Bowl was pre-season as well. This is off-season, so you've actually misunderstood it as well. So, in the off-season, I went over to Bali, as did the entire rugby league. Why are you laughing? What do you think I'm going to say? Why are you laughing?
No reasons.
Okay, cool. So, I think the positive thing for me over there, the number one was Britt and Nicora's wedding. I actually wasn't originally invited. I just rocked up because all my friends were there, and I was like, I'm not going to not go to his wedding. So,
So your wedding crashed.
my wedding crashed.
Your
Yeah.
wedding crashed.
I wedding crashed Britt and Nicora's wedding. I actually got an invite at the.
Sympathy.
No. I got an invite at the, what do you call it, the end of your presentation. His Mrs. Shug showed me the seating tables and showed me, and I squealed a little bit. I was very excited. And being able to have the after party at a villa I built over there with my brother, which is, really cool. I sort of saw it as just purely a money-making venture, but I realised I've actually got a place to stay in Bali for the next 8 years, which is really cool.
Why is it only for 8 years?
I got a 10-year lease.
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't bought the actual property.
Oh, okay.
The German goes to Bali from your villa.
Keen.
Love
Keen,
it.
man. Yeah, so that was me.
Very good. I'm going to go, my positive place is the live show that we did, guys. That
was in
was
pre-season too.
pretty epic. No, I don't know the difference between off-season.
No, I
I've
think
never had a
off-season
pre-season.
podcast. That's
Yeah.
where I got confused. That's why I went a bit negative.
Okay,
But
LFG.
it was a great event.
Yes, the live show, and it was a first go for all of us, and you guys absolutely nailed it.
Feedback was good.
You're ready for
Yeah, but I'm like that. I'll have good days and bad days. That was a bad day.
And you were a bit stressed because you had to run off to SEN as well.
Yeah, somebody had given me the wrong timing for
Yeah,
what time it was
Dave,
going to
if
finish.
you're
Don't
watching.
point any fingers, Bart.
No, it was definitely Jeremy Latimore.
Why, he's even pointing at me and he's not even.
Yeah. But it was very good. Lots of yarns. Yarns we can't tell on this podcast. The crowd absolutely loved it. So if you do want the Rugby League Journeymen, see what I'm doing here, boys, to come to your league's club and do some sort of live show, it's a phones off sort of thing, then DM us on @Rugby League Journeymen. We've already had one, gents.
Yeah.
There's a bloke in Perth that's keen.
Yeah.
We've got to drive across is the only thing, so that's fine.
Well,
We'll
that's
jump in
some
there.
good content.
Favorite content, yeah.
Cross the Nullarbor.
Journeyman to the
Jimmy Drink
Nullarbor.
drives to WA.
Yeah, he did say not Jimmy. All
He
right.
did it once, mate. He's up.
Now, the footy has started.
Once.
Gents, it has started. I don't know if you heard, but the NRL is in Las Vegas. It is the second year. Obviously, a couple of games took place there. I've asked you, gents, to concentrate on one each. Raiders v Warriors. That was the first game. Raiders went in as the outsiders, but we all saw the result. Obviously, 30-8. I think I've given this one to you, Latsy. Give me some,
Oh, I did the
some
other game.
pointers. Are you joking? Mate, I said, give the audience something they haven't heard from all the Braithen Astors and the Gordy Tallases. Give me something.
Well, mate, I disagreed with the odds on betr, and I got on the Raiders. I thought they were the favourites in this game.
Did you actually?
Huh?
You're a liar.
What do you mean?
Not.
I did.
How much did you have on them?
Huh? Yeah. That's my kids. Technically, I'm employed at the Dragons, so I can't punt. But I like the Raiders. Mate, no, they were great. Their outside backs were awesome. There's a young bloke who actually left the Dragons, Sevilio Tamale. He ran for like 220 metres. He had a blinder. But yeah, their forwards were good. I think off the back of them
Something
playing
different.
Up,
Their forwards were good.
No. Like they obviously
Absolute analysis.
Yeah, wow.
they played up obviously in the lead up to it with the Smithies Young incident, and I think that just sort of brought them together. I know Ricky read him the riot act. I had someone I know in camp over there, and he was filthy.
That's good.
And did you see him speak before the game? He started tearing up.
I saw that after the game.
Yeah. He was very passionate.
He was coming down. He'd had a big night in Vegas.
Jimmy, shut up. Yeah, but he, I don't know. When I saw that before the game, I thought they were going to be hard to beat. And he's obviously very passionate. And look, I know Jimmy picked them to get the spoon. I didn't. I think they're going to be hard to beat this year.
Warriors, are they? Obviously, they went.
They're bad. They're really bad. They're flat. Like you're looking at the forwards. I think only maybe Fish ran over 100 metres. The Metcalf and Chanel Harris, Tavita in the halves, they got some work to do. Yeah, I don't know about the Warriors.
I think they've got to tweak their style. I think if you look at, they had a lot of success with Adam Fanua-Blake scoring tries, who's not there anymore, and then they play that real style where they play deep and everyone wraps around. I don't think there's many halves that can hold up a defence like Sean Johnson can. And I think that really played to him. Now he's not there, and obviously the punch through the middle with Fanua-Blake isn't as potent as what it used to be. I think they need to make some tweaks to sort of how they're running things.
The Fish is very different to sort of how he plays. So did you play with Luke Metcalf? Was he at Sharks?
Yeah. A few games, only a couple though. He sort of played a handful.
Yeah, he's more of a runner though. Yeah,
he is, man. He's electric on his feet. His footwork's unreal, and I did think he was thinking pass first a lot throughout that game.
Yeah,
his biggest attacking weapon is his feet, his footwork, and him taking the line on.
Yeah.
So whether or not is he wearing the 7?
He was wearing the 7. Yeah,
So maybe he's thinking distributor. Maybe he's thinking sort of not playing to his strength. Maybe he's been told that. Who knows? But everyone sort of has these opinions on Warriors. Oh, they're no good. Oh, Raiders are amazing. It's round 1. Like, who knows what's going to happen throughout the year.
Could change all next week.
Exactly right. Next week, they could have a blinder and everyone's going, oh, they're favourites. Like, it's so you don't really know what's going to happen until the first 6 weeks, I reckon. That's sort of a good gauge of what happens.
They might have got caught up in the Vegas nightlife. You reckon the Warrior boys? Is that what you're trying to say?
That is not what I said at all.
Oh, good.
You just said that out of nowhere.
Nice, Latsy.
Very nice, very nice.
Let's go. Panthers defeated the Sharks. I've asked, obviously, Jimmy to have a forensic look at it, but then we'll get your take as well, Tobes.
Yep. Why's that?
You play for the... How I've got it written here?
Oh, Sharks.
Yeah,
okay.
Terrific.
Honest opinion.
Yeah, I think the game was a really high intensity game for round 1. I don't think, although Sharks got beat, I don't think they'd be terribly disappointed by it. There was probably a few, missed kick for touch, kick out in the full, some real, basic errors that they would have liked out of it. But they took Penrith down to the wire. Penrith do what Penrith do. They just keep going about their thing, and while everyone talks about someone falling away because they lost Jerome, because they lost, excellent player or whatever, the cogs keep turning. They'll bring in a guy, Jack Cole or whatever. He can't do the 100% that Romy can do, but he can do 80% of it. And Nathan just made he come back. He has them on a string. He talks them around, and mate, they're spine. Like Mitch Kenny, Dylan, Edwards, Yowie and Nath, like they've been together for how many years now? Like, so they're the ones sort of controlling the show. And, like clockwork, when it comes down to the crunch in the back end of the game, they execute and they nail what they're trying to do.
Yeah, look, what Jimmy said is accurate. I mean, I think the Sharks sort of got bored of kicking the corners where Penrith didn't. Their game plan was, putting the ball on a dime as Nathan Cleary does. Liam Martin, I thought, was probably the best player on the field. He just assaulted William Kennedy the entire time. And what was working for us, we sort of went away from, didn't build any pressure, trying to score in every play. I thought it was sort of a repeat of last year, which is a bit disappointing. But in the same way, it's not, we're not overly disappointed. I mean, I haven't spoken to any of the boys yet, but you can't be. I mean, taking Penrith down to the wire, coming down to a few missed opportunities and plenty to build on for 2025. So we'll be better for it.
I think the thing that was most impressive is didn't you say Dill, Edwards and Cleary had shoulder recos at the exact same time as you? So they've come in off minimal preseason and to go out and perform the way they did was fucking nuts.
Wish I was a back. I'd probably be back if I was a back too. Don't make many tackles.
I wasn't actually pointing that out.
No, that's fine. Exact same time. You sort of emphasise exact same time. I think they were a couple weeks before, but you know.
Okay, but yeah,
tomato.
They are. To be fair, I had Melbourne as my pick on Friday, but after seeing that,
he's changed.
Jump back over.
So hang on a second.
Round one.
We've just said don't pick them round one. That's it.
Yeah.
They're a lot.
You've changed your wooden spoon and you've changed your premiers.
I was nice. I haven't moved from Newcastle.
Well, I'm 2 from 2 in the tipping so far, so on to
Man.
next week.
And then what did the boys go out after the game? What was the chat in WhatsApp?
They were in Las Vegas and they stayed in the
They
room.
stayed in, yeah. They put me in the group chat for about an hour and I saw all the messages coming through and I just went, fuck off, I'm not dealing with this. Got out.
So you actually left the WhatsApp
Oh,
group?
yeah,
so
they added me in and then I just was seeing all the fun they were having and I went, no, I don't want to, I'm already sad enough.
So you left it before they went overseas so you didn't have to see what they're up to?
No, this happened 2 days ago. This happened after their game. They were out.
There was the Vegas WhatsApp.
Yeah, that
But
was
you were telling
us
us you did unfollow all the boys
Yeah,
on social media. They all got unfollowed, so you didn't see any of the.
I got a FaceTime from Billy Burns looking like a puffer fish on the flight in the morning. He goes, why'd you unfollow me? You off me? I was like, no, I unfollowed all the boys. Like, we're okay, we're friends. I just didn't want to say anything. Hung up on me
So how many
on the flight.
So like 25 blokes you unfollowed?
No, it would have been about 17 because only about 17 posted stuff over there. I couldn't unfollow Tom Hazelton. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I love him too much. But everyone else that posted something.
That's front rower code, you know.
Yeah, I got it. Engine room.
Rower.
I got it, mate.
You get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. We're only 2 games into round 1. So it's obviously this split round to start the season. So let's have a little look at the other games that are coming up. In amongst that, we've got a little Latsy Statsy, which is now brought to you by betr.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm pumped for that.
Mate,
Your
100%.
segment sponsored. You finally made it,
Mate,
Jerry.
that is it. And then Jimmy will run the multi though because he's a mad punter.
Yeah, and he doesn't trust you, to be honest.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
I'm handling all the cash too. So that's
He actually told me, can we go through the WhatsApp? He said, mate, I am so busy at the moment, I just don't have time. So
What
I
are you
figured that
doing?
my schedule's a bit more
Mate,
flexible.
I'm actually
so
flat stick. You know, I've got to rush from here to Fitness Mates presentation, 11:30 Marrickville at a gym. Then I got to rush to Tarrant Point for a meeting. And
got
then,
8 businesses, still Christ poor. Far out.
Oh, they're all sweat equity.
Yeah, I've got a few of those. Don't worry about that.
And
I
I have to pay for Jimmy when we go out.
have heard that. I've
Look,
heard
we're
that.
drinking.
Roosters, they take on the Broncos at Allianz. Latsy, again, it's got to be stuff that people tune into us and go, oh, geez, I didn't hear Gus discuss that, or bloody hell, they didn't say that on Freddie and the 8th.
The forwards were
It
good.
isn't me awesome statsy, but Broncos win 62% of the games at Allianz.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Which,
It's a away game for them.
How many have they played at Allianz?
Huh? I didn't run their numbers. I didn't have enough time.
well, give me more than that. I mean, the
Was that
Broncos.
2 out of 3 or
yeah.
something?
So they've got a new coach.
They got a new coach.
Ben
I saw
Hunt's up there
Carrigan's
now.
in the front row. They've brought that Kobe Hetherington in to start. He'd be right up. Maguire's alley, hard worker. Yeah, Honey. I'm interested to see how Honey and Reynolds work together. Reece Walsh has obviously been rinsed a bit by the media, and Madge has put him into line. So I think they'll put on an absolute clinic.
Do you think Okay, good. I mean, that was okay analysis. It wasn't set
There
the
was
world on
nothing
fire.
groundbreaking, was
No,
there?
Roosters also.
62%.
60% was
No,
good.
yeah, I know.
62%
was good.
So
That
you
was
wrote
good.
the 62% and then just put your pen down.
And then I
went,
just
nailed
wing it
it.
around that. Nah, then I'm just like,
Breaking
Pen in the
news,
rack.
62%.
yeah,
Dave
and obviously
Middleton couldn't come up with that.
then flick into the Roosters. I just think they're going to struggle without Sam Walker and Brendan Smith. Obviously, a few other key exits at the end of last year.
Who have you got for the Roosters young guys coming through?
Well, there's
Because
a young centre. There's
The
a young
one thing I
centre
know
playing.
about Roosters is they don't go through rebuilding periods. And the fact that they've let Hargraves go, Kiri go,
Manu.
Minus Swally.
Swally, Joey
yeah.
Manu, all those, if they needed players, they would have gone out and found them. So they've definitely got a lot of confidence in their young kids coming through. So that's why I was wondering.
Well, we got that young Blake Steeps on the bench, Siwa Wong. There's a young centre, Robert Toa, and then that rugby player's playing in the centres.
Mark Nwanga Tui Tanasi.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's good.
He's a big body. He's massive.
So, yeah, I don't know. And then, yeah, you got Chatty and Sandon Smith in the halves, which
It's interesting.
it's going to be interesting. And they didn't perform well in the trials, but they're only trials, aren't they, Jimmy?
Correct, mate.
Very
So
good
we'll
analysis. Anybody got anything off the back of that?
Roosters can shock the world. Who knows? They are the Roosters.
I think they'll be strong. I think Roosters will be up there pushing for top four. Like, I
They
don't
always
think-
are.
No.
They always
No.
are.
They always are, mate. That's what I said. They've definitely got that much confidence in their young guys because they haven't even looked to try and go to the market. So,
Were
mate,
they having a sniff around Dylan Brown? Weren't they?
And Kalen Ponga.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's not off contract, so that'd
No,
be down
for
the
next
track.
year,
down
yeah.
the track.
So now, Chad and you obviously pretty tight Cowboys days. Have you had a chat to the Chad since he's come to the Roosters?
Only a couple of passing,
no.
a couple of passing comments of just about how he settled back, not about his footy.
No.
Believe it or not, mate, I don't talk that much about footy to people.
No, I believe it. I've hung out with you. Not a lot of footy.
I
Yes.
challenge that. He was getting around Cronulla all night the other night. This is no joke. He
This
didn't actually
happened.
have the key to the Shire.
I did.
He's going, look, there's the key to the Shire. I've got it. And he was showing everyone who would look at his phone
Still had it,
that he had
yeah.
the key to the Shire.
What is the key to the Shire?
It
I
said
got
Paul
given the
Gallen's
key.
phone.
I got key to the Shire after we won
Where is it?
in 2016. It's on my phone.
At Gallen's house.
Now? Okay.
You are the king down there. Like when we did the Q&A at the end of the show, and what was it, 6 or 7 questions, and it was just all these rugby
Around the
league nuffies.
2016.
In 2016, that scrum, when they ran the blind side,
Probably don't put on that voice because I probably watch your show and see you
Latsy kept getting excited for a question. Then he went, "Oh, it's for Jimmy again."
Oh, did I?
Oh, it's for Jimmy again.
Did I? Did
I
I?
got to do you.
yeah.
I got at least one.
You got one question, but he called you Larky. I think the guy got your surname
Oh,
wrong.
Jeremy Larkin. Thought it was the rugby podcast. He went to the wrong one.
Anyway, very good. So are we all thinking Broncos because of that 62%?
Yeah, stats don't lie, do they?
No, they don't.
Bronx.
I'll go Broncos.
Yeah, Bronx, and that's the game of the round for me as well.
Ooh, love the game of the round. That's great. Tigers Knights. That's my game of the round. It's a joke there, boys.
It'll
Campbell
be tight.
It will be. I've tossed that up to you, Jimmy.
So
what do you
who
got?
can lose it the least? Or
Campbelltown. Do you know the percentage at Campbelltown?
Oi, it was bad. I remember from last year. I didn't know.
I reckon they've got the wooden spoon the last 4 years. You reckon it's
Yeah, but I
bad?
didn't know. But they're good at Leichhardt, but they're not great at Campbelltown.
Okay.
Get on the Knights.
Okay. The team that you've just tipped for the wooden
Little
spoon.
tip for the wooden spoon.
Love you, Frizz.
So, Jimmy, give me something. Tigers Knights. Give me a little nugget.
I think Tigers will be improvers. I don't think they'll quite make the 8, but I think they'll be comfortably away from the Knights where Latsy's put the Knights down the bottom.
Okay. Do you, in your team talks pre-season, does anybody, I mean, I don't know how in-depth you go with particular teams. Has there been any chat around either of those sides, Toby?
I think there's a sort of a whispering around the league that the Tigers are going to be improvers. I mean, their spine is pretty world class. In this game, I want to go the Tigers, but purely for friendship reasons. Royce Hunt, former Sharky, on the bench, and also young man Tristan Hope getting his NRL debut. I played one game with him at Redcliff back in 2018.
How old is he?
He was a 20-year-old back then.
Yeah.
27 now.
Oh, mate, how good.
Yeah, so he got the nod, and I ran into him in Townsville last year, and he was moving down on a training trial contract with the Tigers, and was stressing about how he's going to afford rent in Sydney because, as we all know, it's quite well. Not Jimmy, he's a property owner, but
And he probably was thinking he was no hope, but look at it. He's
dressing hope.
Hey.
Very nice. Very
Have you got a
nice.
mortgage, Jimmy?
Hey,
Have you got a mortgage?
what's that?
Oh, it's a French thing. You wouldn't know.
mate. Fuck. This actually pisses me off.
Do you know?
mate.
Do you know what I was wondering? Because there were.
What an interest rate is?
There were some talks, and I don't want to allude to my segment a little bit later.
Yeah.
But there was some mail that Benji actually got Toby out to Tigers training in the preseason, and he delivered an unbelievable speech where he just said, "If you guys just do what you did against us last year every week, you'll kill it." So I don't know, like that was doing the circles. Is there any truth to it, Tobes?
That was funny around 3 last year. Jimmy.
It's still funny.
I don't think so.
Recycling my
think-
jokes, man.
No, so
you know what you
agree.
did say?
I agree.
There has been some chat around the league. That's what
yeah.
Tobe said. I'm like, he's always bringing the breaking news from the Tigers.
So just to, if you the first time you're watching last year,
Yeah.
post the Tigers v Sharks game, Toby, when he was speaking to the Tigers players, was giving, we've lost you. You there still, mate?
I'm here.
Was
I'm
basically
here.
giving them, saying if you played like that every week, is that what
Well, it
you
was
said?
a question. It was a question posed. I said, why don't you guys play that every week?
They would have
More
loved that.
games, Yeah.
They would have loved that.
John Bateman, shout out. That's all I got. I said it to John Bateman.
All right, very good. Dolphins take on the Bunnies. This is the Wayne Bennett Cup. He's just left Redcliffe and now he shows up for the Bunnies. That's at Suncorp.
No,
or is
it's
it?
not.
Yeah, it's
No,
been
that's
moved.
right. It's been moved.
Yes.
Courtesy
Where's
of
it?
Cyclone.
Qantas.
What's her name?
Professor.
What's Albert? Is it Albert?
Prince Albert.
Cyclone
It is.
Albert.
Yes.
Okay.
Has it officially been moved as we chat on
Yeah,
Wednesday
it's
morning?
It's moved.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
To,
To
Paris Stadium. Thank you, mate.
Combank.
There you go.
Combank for the official name.
Stadium. I'm coming to you, Latsy. We've heard a lot about Bunnies. We all know Cam Murray can't play all season. We all know that Wayne's walked back in, lots of injuries, all that sort of stuff.
Mamzoulis comes in for Cook. He's going to be another one. Like obviously the experience, he's hard to replace. I don't know. I didn't like the Rabbitohs team looking at it at all. They got the young kid at fullback, Jai Gray. He goes well. Then,
who's their halfback? Is the English guys out?
Yeah. Who was the 7?
Is it on there, Presser? You got the notes?
No, I don't.
No,
Sorry.
nothing. Cool. Right, yeah.
No, I'm just here to
Humphreys.
drive.
Yeah,
Humphreys.
he's come
Tipped us
from Manly
up.
actually. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he goes all right.
Humphreys.
We went in one game. I don't know.
So he didn't like the side, but everyone goes fullback. He goes good. Halfback, yeah, he goes all right too. Yeah, he goes.
I didn't say fullback.
You did.
You did say
You
that.
did.
I didn't.
Nah.
All right. Then the Dolphins.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
I reckon they'll go really good this year. Katola's now 3rd year at NRL. He had a really good year last year.
They're waiting for a few blokes to come back, though, right? Because Flegler's not there.
Yeah, they might
yet.
be waiting for a while for him.
Yeah.
His shoulders still no
Well, this is
good.
what I mean. A lot of their strike players aren't in that
No,
lineup.
they got Gilbert back. They're playing Max Plath on the edge. I reckon they'll be all right. They lost the Bromwich brother, Jesse.
Is he gone?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
yeah. No, I think they'll dominate. I reckon they'll be good. And I like that guy, Christian Wolf. He obviously had a lot of success over in England.
At St Helens.
Yeah. Well,
Side that was 10 times better than every other side in the comp.
they've been average since he's gone.
Yeah, they lost
It
all
was
their
Christian
players.
Wolf, huh?
Lost all your players.
No, they lost their coach.
Yeah, clearly off
and
the
their
coach.
players.
Right. This ain't called the negative place.
I was just wondering how many games of St Helens you watched to really like his coaching stuff. How many times did you get up at 3
I
in
watched
the
Jimmy
morning?
Graham play the grand final when it hit the post and they
That
won.
was cool.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Perfect. That's
Shout
all you
out St.
need.
Helen fans.
Who you tipping?
Hope you're listening.
Jimmy, Dolphins or Bunnies, and why?
Oh, I don't know. I think probably Dolphins just purely because I think the loss of Latrell and Cam Murray are so substantial. So,
Not Cookie.
yeah, well, he's gone, but these are guys that were meant to be there and aren't for round one, you know. So once they leave
your
at the
face.
end of the year,
In your face.
once
No-
they
no
leave
need
at
to
the
yell
end
at
of the
me.
year, you can't replace them. I just think those, you know, they would have been training. It wasn't that long ago, and now they've lost them, and they're two of their most inspirational players. So I think they'll start slow. No doubt Wayne Bennett will have them up, but I just think round one might be a little bit tough, and maybe the guys from the Dolphins, they might have some extra motivation being against Wayne.
Toby, let's say you look up and next week you've got the Dolphins or the Bunnies. Which side are you more nervous about playing?
Probably given the current state, probably the Dolphins would be a bit of a tougher challenge, considering our record against them isn't very good either, as the Cronulla Sharks. But yeah, what Jimmy said, no Latrell, no Cam are huge losses. Cam Murray's the heartbeat and soul of that team, and captain for the last 2 years, is only a young man still, and he does so much work that goes even unnoticed. I know he gets a lot of raps, but yeah, without him, I actually tipped Talis Duncan to have a really massive year, even though he's coming off the bench. I saw he's not starting at 13, but I just think that it's going to be tough for him without those two players.
Did you go to school or something with Cam Murray? Did you?
No, I versed him and beat him 101-0.
That was it.
That was the one.
No, he went with Angus Crichton.
Yeah, I went with Angus Crichton. That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
you're good mates with him.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
good,
good
mates.
mates.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
tight.
yeah.
I remember that.
Similar with Maloney, Jackson Hastings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
besties.
good mates.
Good mates, Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't really know him that well.
Oh, really? That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what he said at the live show. He goes, I played with him for 3 years and I never introduced myself.
Yeah.
And obviously at the start of the live show, Jerry, I said, what we say here stays here.
Oh, shit.
Remember that bit?
Oh, hey, he's awesome, mate. He's the best,
Mate.
mate.
He said that on the podcast before.
Boys, put your phones away, hey? It's all like...
Yeah, nobody will ever know what we
phone
say here. Right, let's go. Dragons.
Hold on. While we're here and throwing blokes under the bus,
Oh, dear.
I've got a little video of Latsy. Call it. Should we talk about that?
What video?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
I reckon
I've got a lot of videos of you, James.
there's a way to do this without. So there's a particular player in the NRL now. I'm going to do this without saying. And Latsy was chatting, what would you say, quite colourfully about the player not knowing that Jimmy was recording him. So now Jimmy has this video of Latsy, who has an opinion on this player that he can just hold over his head for the rest of time. Is that the best way to describe it?
Jimmy, I could end your any career you wanted.
Lack of.
Yeah. Your meaty career, put it that way. So, yeah, go do it.
What video is this? Have I missed something? Was I there for
We'll
this?
talk off camera.
Okay, sweet.
We'll turn it off camera and then we'll, like Latsy does, we'll talk about it next week.
episode?
Perfect. So Dragons, your Dragons, Latsy. We'll get into how your corporate sales are going in a sec. They take
Great.
on
Actually
the
coming.
doggies. Well, you must be putting all your effort into that because it's not really happening for this. They take on the doggies. Obviously, much improved last year. Shane Flanagan at the helm for the Dragons. Jimmy, I'm sure you've sent him good luck. Who would like to go? Who have I actually said here? I've said Jimmy. Dragons, Bulldogs. Give me a little something.
Yeah, look, I think obviously a couple of high-profile signings going down to Dragons. I think they'll be better. I think they'll be revved up to go to start the season. Obviously, when there's any sort of pressure from underperformance the year before, I think you want to come out of the blocks early. But in saying that, I still don't think they'll be good enough to beat the Dogs. So I think the Dogs, you saw the way they progressed last year, and I think the most exciting thing if you're a Bulldogs fan is to see a side from where they were at the beginning of the year to finishing up here at the end of the year, and I think for any side that has struggled, that's sort of what you want, If you're talking about the Tigers, it's something you probably didn't see. They sort of went up and down, and if you looked at where they started and where they finished, they're not that far apart, where I think Ciro's taken the Dogs a long way, and no doubt they would have done it all again, and I think they'll be too good for Latsy's Dragons. But on the bright side, Dragons have got so many sponsors that they'll be able to pay for anyone next year. Latsy's got all these sponsors coming in.
I've got a fun fact about that, actually. So I heard this from, I don't know if it was Buzz Rothfield or one of the journos, but apparently the Dragons are actually last in every metric in terms of sponsorship, membership, crowd attendance, game viewership. And I just wanted to ask you, you being the head of that industry, is it you?
We don't have a second to
Is it you?
in New South Wales.
Is it you?
No, it's not. We're going great.
Okay, so that was
we nearly
wrong?
sold out corporate, the general tenants on the weekend. But yeah, look, it's going to be a hard game. I think we were 0-2 against them last year.
Who weren't you 0-2 against?
Huh? Settle down, Newtown Jets.
Which,
But yeah, look, obviously there's a few new players. They did play well in the trials, but they did play a large portion of their strongest team for big parts of the trials. The Bulldogs didn't play well against the Broncos in the last trial, but they're only trials. But yeah, I think we'll be much improved, but we'll see.
Have you welcomed the new recruits? Have you had Gutho over for a coffee?
Yeah. Just the other day,
Cookie. Yeah.
Cookie. Yeah, Val Holmes.
All of them.
Val gave me all the insight
Did he?
into Maloney and why they got rid of him. It was great.
What did he say?
Well, I gave you all that insight, so you didn't need to talk to Val.
No, but you only told your version
I
of
happily
events.
tell you everything, mate.
We only got your version.
Yeah,
So what
definitely.
about those new sponsors? Can you tell us? Chance to
Shout out Twiggy Forest, Squadron Energy. They're our new major. St George Bank have left.
So
after.
did you do them?
I brokered the deal, yeah.
Did ya?
Yeah.
St George
Oh,
Bank
there you go.
left.
Yeah, they're gone.
No
Squadron
way.
Energy, yeah. We've gone
Imagine
into the
being
energy.
St George and you can't hold on to St George as a sponsor.
What happened?
No idea, mate. Sometimes partnerships come to an end.
Latsy swore too much last
Sort of
year
like
on this.
us with our last betting agency because of Jimmy's drink driving. But anyway, life goes on.
Latsy swore too much, so St George left and the bloody swear
anyway,
jar.
you're
of
flogging a
funnos.
dead horse, bro. Let it go.
All
That's
right.
good. Don't be upset.
I was going to say.
Well, did you have something?
No, that was sponsored for like, what, 20 years?
Oh, longer than that, man.
Yeah, that was for
Yeah,
ages.
but you're right. It's synonymous with obviously
Yeah.
the brand, St
Yeah.
George, St George.
But it
Crazy.
happens. It happens.
It
you
does.
know.
It does. It
Mate,
does.
sometimes, marriages come to an end. Partnerships come to an end. It is what it is.
But you know what? You wake up the next day.
You keep moving
And-
forward.
What is it, Jimmy? When life gives you lemons.
You're a lemon.
You seem to sulk.
Mate, not me. Don't you dare.
Right, Seagulls, they take on your ex-Cowboys, Jimmy. That is at 4 Pints Park. Your Cowboys, are you still on the WhatsApp chat?
No, mate, I'm not. Still support him from afar, mate. Still got no hard feelings, mate, for how it all finished. But I think to go there round one, I think Manly will be quite strong this year. So I reckon just going there round one, I don't think they've got a great record there. I haven't actually looked at any stats. I'm just straight off the top of my head. I don't think they do. So I'll probably lean towards Manly.
Where are you playing Turbo, boys? Are you putting them in the
Fullback.
centres? You
Prop.
fullback? Prop?
Yeah,
like
fly
it.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
Fullback. I think you move him to centres. He's so much more easily marked in the centres. You know, fullback he can chime in where he wants to. Look, if there's a question mark on the Hemi and the kilometres that he's clocking up, then you sort of look at options, whether you just pop him out the wing in defence or something, and you can put a winger, sub him round, or he can just go for rests at different times. But I think you put him at fullback. If he's playing well, he's the best fullback in the comp.
Okay. You got anything on the Cowboy? No, you got nothing.
Jimmy knows. No, look, they've obviously got rid of the dead weight, so I'm actually excited to see how they go this year. I did see Tomalolo wasn't in the 17.
Yeah,
They've dropped
I
him.
noticed that. So
Semi McIntyre,
Not sure.
young Port Macquarie product. Shout
it'll
out
be
Semi.
interesting. Some pressure on their attack this year. I don't know who's
Who is
looking
taking your
after
job
that.
as the attacking
I'm not
coach?
sure.
I know he doesn't
think,
drink.
I think I think it was one of the guys doing the development in
Stewart.
the academy coming up.
Okay.
Oh, the gear steward.
The gear short.
Toby, you got anything on the Seagulls, Cowboys, or do you want to go to our Latsy Statsy, mate? Yeah.
I had young Chris Fowler in the car on the way to Newtown training yesterday. We read out the team lists, and I thought Manly's team list was outstanding. I just really liked their forward pack. Their bench of Bullimore, Sipley, going with the other two, but I remember them being very good, and I remember looking at it going, that'll be a hard team to beat. So
Yeah, they actually, though, because where is Lachlan Croker left Manly? I saw
he
Jake
so?
Savunga starting at hooker.
Oh,
and
yeah, what
Jake
a-
Simpkins on the bench.
that's the one. That's an
Yeah.
outstanding nine. Jason Bunga's a weird one. I don't know what happened at the Warriors. I've always put him as a pretty decent
He
player.
always went well, good energy.
Yeah, he was the one that actually broke my toe, which is shout out Justin Vanga, thanks for that. But yeah, he'll be a fresh start as a starting nine, and
And big Tokiaho.
Takiaho, that was the
Yeah,
other one. Yeah,
yeah.
Ethan Bullim off the bench, powerful.
Yeah, that do you know that's an interesting one because I'm interested to see how he goes because
after years overseas sort of
yeah,
thing.
well, I just sort of took. There's not many that sort of come back from their stint overseas, and he didn't play a whole lot of football over
okay.
in the Super League with injury and stuff like that. So, question mark on how his body's holding up. And I know when he went over to France, that was sort of part of the reason that his body was starting to get a bit cooked. So look, I just find it interesting to see how he goes.
Well, he's starting over some pretty quality middles as well, so he's obviously had a good preseason.
Well, he can play.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, of course.
There's no doubt he can play. It'd just be interesting to see how he's in, what condition he's in, how his body will hold up.
Yep.
Toby, that was very good. You started listing players and it just generated conversation. These guys then jumped in.
It's almost like I've done this before, isn't it?
Mate, very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. You're just tossing up
62%.
Yeah.
Throw to me sometimes, mate.
Well,
I'm sitting right here.
No, I try to be careful around you because I don't want you tossing up stuff that you then get your head beaten in. Does that happen?
You know what? I thought about before when I went 2 Dragons. Like, is Shane Flanagan going to get a clip and then put that in front of the team and go target?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Well, I'm happy to come to you. So
then you said Newtown prop, so maybe that'll be funny and it's fine.
But do you reckon that makes you lose a game if a coach does that?
Well, no. But like, does it give more elbows to my face? Probably. Like,
That's
I don't know.
all right.
if you're
That's
happy
fine,
to,
yeah, whatever.
if you're happy to do that, I try to go to them and then get you at the end. Just so, but I'm happy to throw you right into the mix.
No,
I think
So you
we do a
just toss-
reversal. I think we go on sort of what they're offering. So we'll sort of work out around here and then we'll jump on it.
Okay, so concentrate on Toby and Jimmy.
He's coming excited today. He's actually coming excited. He's great to have in studio.
You let me know. Just I don't want
I'll
to
give you a
read
tap
in
if
the
I
paper.
want.
I
Yeah.
don't want to read in the paper.
I want something.
Yeah.
Toby Rudolf, head knocked off because of something that one of us said on this podcast. Right?
It would
Just
be
looking at
funny, but
It would be funny, wouldn't it? It'd be good content for this. You know?
Probably I'd laugh my ass off, but then
Yeah.
publicly I'd be,
You
that
don't
was a
have an ass
shame.
to laugh off, mate.
Yeah, I've lost a little bit of weight, thank you, mate. Right, hey, it is now time for this is your big segment. This is Latsy's Statsy, and it is now brought to you by betr. You're going to do some stats, so just for people to know how this works. Latsy each week brings in a stat that's meant to make us gasp and go, oh, wow, that's amazing. Off the back of those stats, then you boys are going to build a multi, and then that multi, the only place it's going to be available is on the betr app.
Yep.
Where do they? I'll let you do your multi, and then we'll tell people where they can find that. So
Yeah.
you go, Latsy.
So, he mentioned I was pretty flat stick this week, but I was still able to send across the stats to Jimmy, and he built out the multi. But the Latsy Statsy, the Storm have won 22 consecutive round 1 games. Not bad, huh?
That's not bad.
Not bad.
It's a stat
That's
that
pretty
pretty much
good.
everyone knows. Yeah. So that was
But it is a
well
good stat.
researched.
So
No, but this is the thing. I had to actually go to the library to find this. No joke.
that's pretty amazing, though. 22 years in a row they've won the
Never
first round.
lost under Bellamy.
Yeah. Well, considering the Sharks lost last week, Warriors lost last week, so they haven't been able to.
Mate, very good. So that's your Latsy Statsy.
he's
No,
got
I'm
more,
still
he's got
going.
more.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, mate. I went deep. The Eels have conceded 142 points in their past 4 games against the Melbourne Storm.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Pumping, yep.
Melbourne Storm hooker Harry Grant has scored 7 tries in his last 5 games against the Eels. And then Bailey Simonson has scored 6 tries in his last 7 games against the Storm.
Okay, so based off these Latsy Statsies,
Jimmy punting Maloney.
you now have a multi.
Jimmy
Build a
Maloney.
multi, and
Jimmy
And
Maloney.
there was actually Latsy stuffed it up. There was one
Xavier
more.
Coates.
Yeah.
29-27. I didn't know I had to keep
Come
reading.
on, read it.
All right.
Because
So-
this is involved in the multi.
Now, where did
Okay.
you get these stats from? Because I think you need to credit people
I
as
sent
well.
them to him.
NRL.com.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's fine. All good.
Yeah.
So
Storm,
you've got
Storm winger Xavier Coates has scored 29 tries in 27 games at Amy Park. Amy Park.
Righto. So with that in mind, all right, obviously conceding a lot of points. So we've gone Melbourne to score 5 or more tries, all right, with Harry Grant and Xavier Coates both to be amongst the try scorers.
okay.
And we've got $7 for that.
That's very
$7.
good. $7.
So,
All right.
Obviously, the stats are all pointing. If history repeats itself, then basically that's a $7 collect. Put it on, take it out, happy as you like. So
Now, let
you
me
have
just-
to go. So you have to go onto the betr app, all right, and go to specials.
That's right. Download the betr app, and under betr specials, you'll find our multi this week. So it's the Journeyman multi, or you can click on the link in our stories. We'll have a link. Just repeat it one more time for me. The multi.
Melbourne to score 5 or more tries, with Harry Grant and Xavier Coates to both be among the try scorers. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Very good. Thank you. Very good. And great Latsy Statsies. Kai has just pointed out Simonson isn't playing this week. So thanks for that stat.
Well, he wasn't meant to read that. That's why. That's what happens when I do the research and pass it to Latsy to read out.
Glad we could let everybody know.
I was flat stick. I'll be back next week.
All right, Toby, I'm going to come to you. Storm, Eels, obviously two ends of the table last year. Have you got any mail for us? Anything? What are you looking at for this clash on the Sunday afternoon?
Maybe throw it other boys. I've got nothing.
Perfect.
I think Storm, obviously, the record speaks for itself. I don't think Melbourne will lose round one. I do think the obviously interesting side note, Jason Ryles coming from Melbourne, working under Bellamy. I went looking for stats because I believe there is a stat with Bellamy when he coaches against all the other coaches that have been from there. I couldn't find it. Obviously, Latsy, that would be right up his alley, but he was flat stick. So, but I do believe from memory, Bellyache has got a really good record. So I think Melbourne win. As I said, I think they score 5+ tries, and I think Harry Grant and Xavier Coates will be among those try scorers. $7.
Side note, I actually didn't mention this to the boys, but I actually went and did my research. I found that stat. So of all the coaches that are left in their first game, they're currently at 75%.
Of what?
Sorry?
The coaches who have left Melbourne to coach against Craig.
Right, 75% of them have won their first game.
That's the biggest smoking.
Yeah, I know.
Why would you believe that?
Sorry, bro. I know you were straight on it, but he jumped straight in.
Yeah, but
the
how many
boat.
people that watch this show would go and look that up? You should have just run with it. Mate, very good.
I bought it fully.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
to back Parramatta for friendship reasons as well. Jack Williams gets his start as a starting back row for Parramatta. Former Shark for the last 6 years, played 100 games with us, and I'm excited to see how the Eels go. It's a brand new Eels, right? There's no Guthos, there's no RCG.
Well, and there's no Moses this weekend either.
Yeah.
So he has been
Moses
named with
this
an
week.
ankle
Young
injury.
Still sticking with Jack Williams and the Parramatta Eels for that reason.
Dylan Brown, he's been in the news all off season. I reckon he'll probably start pretty well, especially if he wants the big dollars.
Is that what happens if
That's why.
If you play well, you get paid well. Is that
Jimmy
happening?
would only
Hold
ever-
on, can we just talk? Because this has got to be the weirdest thing. Like, how did Parramatta sign a guy on a 5-year deal and he gets the option to decide every second year whether he still wants to be there?
Well, they've now said under this new regime, no more options in any
Well,
contract.
why was there in the first
I
place?
don't know.
They wanted to keep him, and that was one of his missions.
Whoever's running the joint, slap him across the face. That's the stupidest contract. Never in my life have I heard of a contract like that.
But if it was
Mate, you're either here or you're not.
Yeah, that's right.
See, the clubs always give that option to them with me. After 1 year, we can flick laps if you shit. So
Is that what they used to
11
do?
clubs in 11 years, yeah.
Really?
No.
And the option was in their favour every year.
Yeah.
5-year deal, Latsy. Every year we can decide if we
We can
want
just
you.
flick you again. Sweet. All
if
good,
you were
man.
running the Eels and the choice is either Dylan Brown has the options he has, or he's not there at all, and you lose him, are you losing
I'll
him?
let him go, yeah.
Not there, because if I'm going through the shit every second year about does he want to be here, do we not, then I can't plan
headache.
anything. And I can't. How do you plan your roster and what you're looking at? You know, if you think, oh, we've got him, and then 2 years later he leaves, and now you're going, you've missed guys on the market that you could have made a play for. Like, it's ludicrous.
So, let me finish by saying this. Well done, gents, on your analysis. There's no better show than you three. Just amazing stuff. You all gave me stuff I hadn't heard. So well done to all three of you. I'm just trying to keep the positive here and pump your tyres up. Right, 2 segments to go. We've done yours, Latsy. Gents, Jimmy, we're going to come to you next. This is your big segment, and then we'll finish with you.
It might end up controversial.
Who cares?
No, it'll
Bums
be
on
fun.
seats.
Cut it out.
It'll be fun.
All right, go for me. Do you want to tell us what your segment
The
is?
segment is just going to be Rumour or Trumour. So I'm just going to come up with something sort of outlandish.
Okay.
Or it's
that
true.
could have some sort of truth to it.
Okay.
Maybe a complete bullshit.
Okay.
So I think it's pretty fun. It's pretty much what the journos do every week. So it's like Jimmy gets to be the journo.
Love it.
Jimmy the journo, mate.
That's a good name. That's a good name.
Personality like a journo.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, Jimmy. Rumour or Trumour?
So, Rumour or Trumour. On Saturday just been, the Kiama Oztag Nines were down at Kiama Beach. Awesome event. Rumour has it there was a former NRL player who was reluctant to give his shirt to some of the young kids because he's a little bit self-conscious about the nick he's in at the moment.
Okay.
That rules me out because I'm getting nude at any opportunity I get.
Okay. Can you give us another clue?
No, that's Rumour or Trumour. That's it.
Okay, Kiama 9. So from down that way?
Yeah.
I know.
Well, if
Yeah, Latsy was.
Oh, no.
Do you know who it is, Latsy?
No.
Okay, email in or actually put on the comments. Who do you think it was that wouldn't take his shirt off because he doesn't like the nick that he's in?
Well, if you're alluding to the fact that it was Latsy, I'm going to say Rumour because after our live show, Latsy was sweating bullets so hectically we had to walk back to my house to get a new shirt because he sweat through the old one. And on the walk down, he actually de-shirted himself and was walking through Cronulla in black shorts, sneakers, no shirt, in the most public place in Cronulla. So I'm going to say...
Not Latsy.
Not Latsy, yeah.
And then he come back in the... You obviously give him your worst shirt possible. And he comes strutting in. I said, well, what's doing with that
That
shirt?
got so much chat that night. It is a great shirt. You may
Great
not
shirt.
get it back. It may not boomerang back.
Just so everyone knows, the shirt says on it, surely not everyone was kung fu fighting.
That is really
Because not everyone could have been kung fu fighting.
It was a great shirt.
Sweeping.
What was the other one you wanted me to wear?
I could say, I
No,
can
don't
say
repeat
it, yeah.
All right. Hey, we are going to finish now with Toby, your big segment. This
Yep.
Looking forward to this.
So before I get into it, actually, I should have said this before during the highlight of the off season. I promised a friend of mine. His name's Joel Kerr. He's a captain of the Trundle Boomers, formerly the Trundle Sunflowers. He said he wanted to shout out on this show, and I promised him at the wedding when he was blind drunk. Probably can't remember telling me that I'd give him a shout out. So shout out to you, Joel Kerr, and the Trundle
Shout
Boomers.
out, Joel.
My
Loyal
mum-
listener.
My mum grew up in Trundle.
Has the widest street in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visited it.
Well, I visited there too.
Wildest?
Widest.
Oh, widest.
Widest. Yeah, there's some funny stories about it. I should have said it before, but anyway.
Crazy.
Now,
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Toby's segment. Let's do this.
all right, so my segment is just simply called What If. So we dive into an alternate universe where, I pose a question to everyone, we discuss, and we see what sort of comes up.
love
so
it.
the
What
alternate
is-
universe we're diving into today is, I had one of two, so I'll go, what if Jeremy Latimore was the 2-time premiership winner, the 2-time Origin Series winner, and Jimmy Maloney was the GOAT all-time bench warmer? What would have
like
happened?
it.
What would have happened?
I don't know.
Are we sitting here now?
We'd be,
No, I don't think we are.
we'd,
don't
we'd
think we are,
be
we?
very...
No, because he's too selfish, so he wouldn't come to me with job options. Whereas he was coming back from overseas, and I'm like, I'm going to try and help Jimmy get a job because I know how hard that transition is.
Yeah.
Whereas he's too self-absorbed.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't think he would do that for me.
Wow.
Wow.
So are you walking into rooms going, Jeremy Latimore? Is that what's happening?
Big, got the keys to the Shire, Jeremy Lats.
Why did you just
Borat.
turn Borat?
That was the Borat, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you
That's
think you
great
would have
from
played for as long as Latsy did if you
Yeah.
were off the bench all the time?
Off the bench? Probably not. Probably not. I would have probably got the shits with it more faster. Hats off to Latsy for sticking at it. But, yeah, I think probably a bit similar. Like, I'd probably try and piggyback off your reputation by saying, yeah, I reckon we still would. I'd be
My
like,
dog.
Hey,
yeah.
that
But
is
it'd
a-
be interesting, but
Yeah.
Between
I'd
us
probably
two-
still be married, but so-
Is the marriage still? Yeah.
No. Me and Jess are split up.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because you're with
okay,
Jess
'cause
now.
you're- yeah.
Yeah, it should make
Okay.
sense. All right.
Yeah. Hey, very good segment, Toby. Love
like
it.
it?
I'm
Very,
looking
very
forward to
good.
it.
Toby, that was
Very
outstanding.
good. What a great way to finish the show. Just another big thanks to our brand new partner sponsor, betr. We're on with you all year. Go and download the app and make sure you get on those multis. That's how they can tell whether or not they could keep sponsoring us. So if you do that, then you're supporting the show. in a strange kind of way. Also, just a reminder where to find us at Rugby League Journeymen. That's on all socials. That's on YouTube, Insta, TikTok. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, and watch next week.
100%.
Please do.
We've had so many people. Latsy used to tell me, he goes, mate, I'm telling you, people like the potty, but actually I've ran into quite a few people around the place recently have gone, when he is back. So shout out to everyone who come and said, g'day, mate, we're back now. So get
Shout
excited.
out. I love that. And make sure you get a photo with Jimmy Maloney if you see him and send it into the crew because you're our social media guy now.
All right, did we have a catchphrase at the end of the show last year? What did you used to say?
You brushed me at the start though.
Oh, yeah,
Is
sorry
that-
about that.
Oh, yeah, where was it?
We'll do that next
to
time.
swear again?
Yeah, see you later.
Have you had a convo with Flano? Are you allowed to swear
I'm
or
all
what?
right. Yeah, no. Let's freaking go.
Is that the sign off now?
Yeah, that's a sign off.
Sure.
Sayonara.